Hello and welcome to Motoring Middle East. Today we're in Ras Al Khaimah and we're checking out the amazing new Nissan Patrol Safari range with 3 new heavily modified off-road models and one kind of crazy concept. Let's take a closer look and see what Nissan's done. Do you remember the Nissan Patrol Super Safari? Well, this is kind of a cheaper way to get the same car without that slightly more extravagant exterior. So what have we got on the Falcon, the base of the new Patrol Safari range? Well, you've got the black stripe that runs along the side, black fender flares, not smoked out headlights, but they got black accents around them, and this new chrome grille thing, which is quite interesting. I've not seen this before actually. I don't think it's particularly more off-road capable, but you know, it's nice for what it is. Otherwise, it's pretty much stock suspension, stock engine. All these cars are stock engines, by the way. Even the mighty Gazelle X doesn't actually have a different engine on it. It's all just a slight modification. I think the Gazelle has a performance tune, but this one's pretty standard. Prices start at 169,000 for this one, and it goes up to 174 for the automatic. So 169 for the manual, 174 for the automatic. I also want to draw your attention. If you walk all the way around, come on, stay with me. So it's not easy to walk on sand. The Falcon, they all got Falcon badges on the side, so in case you don't forget what they are. And we've all got roof spoilers now, so roof spoilers are a thing. It's a bit like the 1990s. And this jerry can holder has Patrol molded in there. Actually quite cool. I like these jerry can holders. They're very old-fashioned. Most people use them for water now. And we've got a Falcon on the back. Remember the old Patrols of the early 2000s? They had a Falcon on the back. There you go. Cool. Let's see how the Gazelle is, the actual more off-road version. So this might be my favorite Patrol of the bunch. It's the Gazelle. It's sort of the middle of the pack, and this is still pretty off-road focused. It's got 33-inch tires, 2-inch lift, King shocks. Good setup. It's a good setup actually. It's not too crazy. You won't feel the center of gravity go up too high. It'll be pretty easy to live with. What else have they done to the Gazelle? Well, you can see over there you've got the Safari snorkel, so lots of fresh, cool air. Winch at the front. This doesn't have a steel bumper, and I'd probably honestly doesn't need it. Lots of accents, blacked out grille, smoked headlamps from the Super Safari. It's got the digital mud graphics and the bushwhacker fender flares. I quite like this actually. It's very subtle. It's kind of what I would do to a Patrol if I was doing it, and these shocks are really, really good. Interior wise, let me see if I can show you the interior. So all of the seats are now have this cross diamond quilt, what do you call it, diamond pattern thing. I'm not an upholstery guy. And all leather. All these cars actually are full leather. These ones are manual, and they have a Gazelle logo stitched on there. Prices start at about 224,000 dirhams for the manual and 229 for the automatic. This doesn't have the fancy gear modifications of the Gazelle. The Gazelle actually has a slightly modified 5th gear, but overall it's a pretty complete package for the person who wants to go off-road. Let's see how the big dog is. So this is the biggest and baddest of the bunch. It's the Gazelle X. So what is the Gazelle X? Well, it's a slightly upgraded version of the Gazelle, and by slight I mean massive upgrades. So first off, you'll notice these massive 35-inch tires, BFG KO2. These are actually the light C-rated versions. They're sitting on a 4-inch lift. I'll see if we can get close up and have a look. And King coilover shocks. Now this is actually quite a big deal because these are some of the best shocks you can buy, 2.5 inches. They run very cool in hot conditions, and they have a remote reservoir, so they got extra oil, so they won't even ever run hot, as a matter of fact. I think the coils are pedals, and it's got a whole bunch of other upgrades. These are not beadlock wheels, these are just regular wheels, but they look like beadlock wheels. So to do that, obviously, to fit 35-inch tires, that 4-inch lift is necessary, and to cover those wheels you need these fender flares, which I believe are bushwhackers, and you've got a steel bumper here. All of this stuff is fitted locally. It's not made in Japan like the Super Safari, but this bumper is pretty cool. I want to draw your attention to this little detail here. They got a little Gazelle emblem embossed in the side. So this is actually winch capable. It's got a winch at the front, a very nice blue thing, a factor 55-inch, and 2 cube lights, 2 LED cube lights to give you extra lighting at night. So pretty aggressive front end. It's probably the least favorite part for me of this build because I'm not crazy about this steel bumper. I think it kind of messes with the lines a bit, but you know, it's a pretty aggressive truck. Prices are not cheap for the Gazelle. We're looking in this one, the case for the manual version, let me pull that up, 293,000 dirhams and 298 for the automatic. So 293 for the manual. That's a lot of money, Raptor money almost. But it is a very aggressive truck. Hood's still the same. We've got this hood scoop here, which is not real. It's just glued on, but it looks pretty cool. Snorkel like the regular Gazelle. On the sides we've got this digital mud graphics, which are a bit Raptor-esque, and they're a bit over the top if I'm being honest, but you're not a shrinking violet if you buy this car. Up here, roof rack painted silver to match the rest of the car. Oh, by the way, the King shocks are all fully adjustable. They haven't cheaped out. So they got these little gold knobs here, and you can just tweak them for soft, medium, and hard. Although knowing what you're doing, not easy. Now, if you come to the back, another steel bumper. This one I believe will have some rubber protectors in the production version to make sure that if you hit anything, it's a little bit softer on impact. Proper 35-inch spare mounted on the back. Oh, these are KMC wheels. I didn't realize this. All this stuff you can kind of buy from outside. You can buy from various aftermarket shops. So you're thinking, why would I buy the Gazelle X? Well, you get a warranty that extends for the full 100,000 kilometers. The moment you fit any of this stuff to a regular Patrol, your normal warranty is voided. So, tow hooks down there. I love this barn door style arrangement. It's a bit nuts, but very old-fashioned. And here we've got another little thing. We've got a front runner deck system. So basically you can, look at that, all your off-road gubbins, if you come and have a look here, rubber rope, etc., recovery kit, fire extinguisher, and so on. Proper noise. And a nice load space on top, and a little seal cage as well to separate everything so it doesn't go flying around in the back. So this is the Gazelle, a pretty comprehensive upgrade. And if I'm being honest, proper parts chosen at a price that seems a lot, but you're getting really some of the best stuff in the market. I suppose the only thing left to do is get these things in the sand and see how they perform. So we're in the Gazelle X. This is the top of the line. I'm driving an automatic, 35-inch tires, King Racing shocks, and I'm going 4-wheel drive height. This is a quick drive to see what it's like. So I'm just taking it around. Ride's pretty good. These are C-rated KO2, so they're not as bad as the regular ones. See, handles the bumps, no issue at all. An automatic. There is manual. The manual actually is not too bad. Not too bad at all. Can't complain. There's some occasional squeaks and rattles, but that's mainly because we're going on a very bumpy road. Otherwise, I wouldn't really consider it a big test of King shocks. But you can go pretty fast. I'm rushing to do this because it's literally the last thing of the day, and I'm trying to get these cars done without doing anything. So I'm taking a quick little dune bash to see what the Gazelle X can do. And it turns out quite a bit. Not sure what that crunchy noise is, but let me see. That's my head in there. I apologize in advance. This is where somebody got stuck somewhere today. You can see. Oh, this car is sewn. Don't want to roll it, but it's quite stable for 4-inch lift. I thought 4 inches would be too much for a big Patrol, but actually it feels fine. It feels like a monster in the sand. Like really easy to do this kind of thing. Big dunes, I think, will be an interesting challenge. But it's got plenty of power. Plenty of power. Is it as much as a Raptor? That's an interesting question. I don't think it would be a nice one to really answer. But it's well chosen. If I was modifying a Patrol, I actually was thinking about modifying a Patrol this way. I think I'm doing a Patrol in 35, so I'm glad that somebody did it and I didn't have to pay for it. The 4.8 is a solid motor. Look at that. Just eats up the bumps very, very nicely. No issue at all. Whoever's done the suspension or tuned it up has done a pretty good job. Let's see what we do over there. Go over that hill and see how she does on the return leg. That's not noises, that's just cans and rattles and things. You know, people just left stuff over. Alright, so I'm going to select first gear on the automatic box and see how she does. No problem at all. No dramas. No dramas. I'm surprised. This thing is actually surprisingly capable. You know, for a kind of aftermarket special, it's all by the factory. This is probably one of the better factory off-roaders. Up there. Sorry, I can't talk and get up dunes at the same time. 5,000 RPM, 4,000, no issue at all. No issue at all. Although big dunes really aren't its thing. It's more of like a extreme overlander. But I'm going to try a little trick now on my way back. Let me shift it into neutral. Put it into low range. Let's see how she does in low range. That's the sound you want to hear. It's got a straight through exhaust. It's got re-geared axles, so that's why the 35s aren't posing much trouble to it. Hammering along. Nissan sees this, they may not be that excited, but let's see how she does. No trouble at all. Alright, so low range is a good way to go. Okay. Back in 4 high. Put traction control off. So what did I buy for 300,000? It's a lot of money, but that means that warranty, that precious warranty is covered. And basically everything is covered by the manufacturer. That's very unusual. In fact, I've never heard of anybody quite doing this level of modification. So well done to Nissan. Probably the regular Gazelle, the normal Gazelle, not the X, is a better value at 224 for the manual. And I'm glad that they're still offering a manual. I don't think Toyota already offers a manual. So it's a pretty good car. So who is the Gazelle for? The kind of person who basically doesn't want to be hassled with the aftermarket, because I know that doing off-road stuff can be a lot of going to garages and fiddling and stuff. Here everything's done for you and done to a pretty good standard. It's also for the kind of person who just wants the coolest, baddest looking Patrol out of the block and really doesn't want to worry about hitting anything off-road, because these 4-inch left wheels goes just without any issue whatsoever. Drawbacks, well, 300,000 dirhams. 300,000 dirhams, and there's the idea that you can do it from the aftermarket for a lot less. But really, warranty. I mean, I'm tired of doing stuff and worrying about the warranty. So I guess this is a good place to stop for a first drive. It's been a lot of fun. Let me see if I can get in front of the camera. So my verdict: Gazelle, Gazelle X, good cars. Falcon is actually pretty solid as well, but the Patrol is a very good platform. There's room for more improvement, but I think 300 is about as expensive as you want a Patrol to be. Thanks for watching. This is Motor Middle East. I'm Imthishan. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next time. As promised, here is the biggest, blackest beast of them all. Although unfortunately, it's just a concept. Really sorry, you won't be able to buy it. Even though this one has a plate on it, it's more of an opportunity to show what Nissan can do. So this is a Patrol pickup. Again, stock engine. I think it's got this pretty cool fiberglass hood up here. These are hood extensions. The actual hood is still very much steel. Steel bumper, winch. But really, it's all here to accommodate 37-inch tires on 18-inch wheels. These are Cooper Discoverers. They are pretty heavy. I would say this is a 6-inch lift. To be honest, it's definitely not 4 inches. King shocks again. So this will go absolutely anywhere. This one's an automatic. All the cars we've been testing today are manual. Although I'm pretty sure the ones I drive later will be automatic. Again, custom chase rack here, so you can mount that 5th wheel on there. So it's kind of a Baja style off-road. I don't know if you can see this, but we've also got a high lift jack. The graphics on this I think work the best, because this looks very 80s. And you've got the custom rear bumper here that allows you to climb into it, and a very, very loud exhaust. This is a very, very extreme car. I think most people probably wouldn't buy something like this because it's a little too much look at me. But I'm glad that Nissan did it. It shows a company that really is prepared to have a little fun. So thanks, Nissan. Hopefully I get to drive this someday.